The modernization of the Philippine Navy represents one of the most remarkable transformations in Southeast Asia's defense landscape. Only a decade ago, Manila's maritime forces relied on aging American hand-me-downs for coastal patrols. Today, under the so-called Second Horizon of the Armed Forces of the Philippines Modernization Program, the country is assembling a credible naval presence with multi-role frigates, advanced patrol ships, and a roadmap toward undersea warfare capabilities. This shift is not simply about ships. It is about redefining how the Philippines defends its maritime sovereignty in the West Philippine Sea. The Second Horizon refers to the middle phase of the three-stage national defense modernization effort launched in 2013. The first stage, between 2013 and 2017, focused on acquiring basic assets for territorial awareness, such as coastal radars, light fighters, and refurbished vessels. The second stage, running from 2018 to 2024, moves the focus from internal security to external defense, introducing systems with regional reach, frigates, anti-ship missiles, and integrated command networks. The third stage, beginning in 2025, aims to create a truly joint deterrence architecture linking the Navy, Air Force, and coastal defense units into a cohesive force. This second stage, now reaching maturity, is where the country transitions from a coastal patrol mindset to a sea control doctrine. At the heart of this transformation are the frigates. The Jose Rizal class, built by Hyundai Heavy Industries in South Korea, forms the backbone of the modern Philippine fleet. These vessels carry surface-to-surface and surface-to-air missiles, an Oto Melara 76mm gun, and sensors from Israel and Europe. Two follow-on frigates, based on the improved HDF 3100 design, will incorporate a 16-cell vertical launch system, more advanced sonar, and upgraded electronic warfare systems. Together, they give the Navy a level of situational awareness and firepower unseen in its history. Complementing them are the 6 offshore patrol vessels to be built by Austal in Cebu and 2 new corvettes also ordered from South Korea, bringing anti-submarine and anti-air capabilities closer to regional standards. The naval buildup is intertwined with the growth of a domestic shipbuilding base. Austal Philippines has become the flagship of this industrial shift, producing patrol vessels for both domestic and export markets. The government's Defense Act of 2024 established incentives for local manufacturing and technology transfer, aiming for 70% of naval hulls to be produced domestically by the end of the decade. Cooperation with partners such as Hyundai, Israel Shipyards, and Navantia extends beyond hardware. It anchors Manila in an emerging regional production network linked to Australia and the United States. For the first time, the Philippines is not only buying ships, but also learning how to sustain and build them. Financing remains the greatest constraint. The country's gross domestic product in 2024 stands around $450 billion United States dollars, but defense spending accounts for barely 1% of output. Personnel costs consume nearly 2/3 of the budget, leaving limited space for new acquisitions. To bridge this gap, Manila has turned to foreign credit and hybrid financing, soft loans from the Export-Import Bank of Korea, joint venture arrangements under public-private partnership schemes, and technical assistance from the United States through its Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement sites. If fully realized, The naval component of the modernization program could reach 20 billion United States dollars by the early 1930s, a substantial leap for a developing economy. In the broader Southeast Asian context, the Philippines is entering what analysts increasingly call a regional frigate race. Indonesia already operates 8 Sigma 10514 frigates and is negotiating for Italian FREM designs. Malaysia has the troubled but ambitious littoral combat ship program, while Thailand fields the DW-3000 class built in South Korea. Vietnam relies on Russian-made Gepard frigates and is exploring future Western options. Each nation is attempting to assert maritime control and political relevance in a region framed by Chinese naval expansion. The Philippine strategy, focusing on a smaller but modern fleet, represents a pragmatic approach, trading quantity for interoperability with allies. That interoperability is critical, given the geopolitical overlay. Chinese vessels continue to pressure Philippine outposts around the Second Thomas Shoal and Scarborough Shoal, testing Manila's resolve almost daily. In response, the Philippines has deepened ties with the United States, Australia, and Japan. American forces rotate through 9 bases under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement. Australia assists in naval training and logistics planning, while Japan provides coastal radar systems and maritime domain awareness support. The archipelago thus functions as a forward node in a broader Indo-Pacific deterrence architecture, linking the AUKUS partnership with the first island chain. Every new ship that enters Subic Bay or Cavite symbolically strengthens this defensive web. The second horizon also represents a test of doctrine. Ships and systems are only as effective as the strategy guiding them. Manila's naval planners are developing an archipelagic defense concept that mirrors Japan's Southwest Island strategy, dispersing forces across multiple bases, deploying mobile anti-ship missiles, and integrating air and sea surveillance into a single network. The challenge lies in coordination and sustainment. Without consistent funding and maintenance, the new fleet could degrade as quickly as it was built. The coming years will determine whether the modernization effort matures into a true doctrine or remains a collection of isolated acquisitions. Despite these uncertainties, the trajectory is unmistakable. The Philippines has moved beyond the era of hand-me-down patrol boats into the early stages of an indigenous fleet capable of credible deterrence. Each milestone, the launch of a new frigate, the signing of an industrial partnership, the integration of radar systems along Palawan, marks the steady emergence of a maritime nation redefining its strategic identity. By 2030, if plans hold, the Philippine Navy could field a compact but modern surface force supported by its first submarines and a functioning domestic shipbuilding ecosystem. The story of the second horizon is therefore not only about procurement, it is about confidence. It signals that the Philippines intends to secure its maritime frontiers through modern capability, local industry, and alliance integration rather than symbolic presence. In a region where sea power defines sovereignty, the shift underway in Manila is profound. The image of a José Rizal-class frigate cutting through the Pacific waves under the national flag and allied coordination embodies a new era, an era in which the Philippines moves from a reactive coastal state to a deliberate player in the regional balance of power.